guys, it's Brittany. So, today's gonna be a paranormal video, and today I'll be sharing with you something that I was experiencing for, I would say, for years. But I haven't really experienced it recently, but I'm glad of that. And the one thing I was experiencing was I'm not sure when this started to happen, but I think it started to happen, I would say maybe when I was maybe a teen. So from a teen through my 20s, is that there'd be, not all the time, and like not every day, not all the time, but there'd be just some days and sometimes where this would happen, where if I'm in my room and if I'm either listening to music, watching a YouTube video, or even watching a movie, and then all of a sudden, like if I'm watching a movie like how I'm looking at the camera right now, but then all of a sudden I would see something in the corner of my eye. So right now I'm seeing the window. So it's like if I was looking at the TV, then in the corner of my eye I would see what looks like a realistic apparition of a spider. And not just like a small spider, but the big ones. I don't want to say the actual word, but the T word. And it will just look like this, where it's like on the wall, but it doesn't move, but it's just very still. And as I see in the corner of my eye, I would actually freeze, because I would get so scared that I would actually freeze. And I'm like, okay, I see a big, you know what, spider on the wall. So what do I do? Do I call for help? Do I get my phone and call mom? What do I do? So I remember I would just be frozen and not knowing what to do. But then I'm like, okay, it's just there, it's not moving. But then I'll still see it like in a corner of my eye, but then by the time I either move my eyes, and it vanishes and it's not even there. Or even if I turn my head a little bit, like, and it's not there. And I remember even after that, I would actually look all around my room and see no sign of that kind of spider. And because it would seem like it would just appear and disappear. But this didn't happen all the time. It only happened sometimes. And I believe the reason why this kept happening on and off, like sometimes, like when I was a teen through when this was going on, even in my 20s, I believe it was because there was this dark energy, and I believe there was this dark spirit that somehow, I believe, maybe presented itself in form of those big spiders, and that it made it known. It made it known for me to see it, just as scary, because it knows what my fears are, and it knows how completely horribly terrified I am of these spiders. And I know that's not just me, that I'm just completely terrified of them. I know other people are so much very terrified of them as much as I am. So, and I believe that's what it was. That was this dark entity that took form, that would take form of those big spiders, and it would just be right on the wall, where, I don't see it with like looking straight at it directly, but even if I just see in the corner of my eye, it's still making it known to me I know your fears. I know what you're truly terrified of, what really scares you and shakes you up. And that's what it's saying. So it presents itself in that form of that particular spider is because how it, like that, it knows how terrified I am of those things, and that because it wants to scare me, it wants me to think, oh no, this thing is in my room, what am I gonna do, how am I gonna get rid of it, do I kill it, do I call my mom? But instead of panicking, because that's like the worst thing to do, is that when you see something and all of a sudden you're like just panicking, because let's say if you leave the room, then it could go anywhere. And so yeah, it could go anywhere, and if you don't keep an eye on it, then yeah, it's like, okay, where did it go? And that's the worst thing too, because if you don't know where it went, then how are you gonna find it? Because it could be anywhere where you don't want it to be. So on and off, and I would see this for years. I just remember that each time this would happen on and off for years, that I remember I still felt very scared. I'm like, okay, I see this spider in the corner of my eye, what do I do? And then I remember feeling my heart beating really fast, and but also feeling very frozen. And I'm like, what do I do? And how did it get in here? But then, as I mentioned, that whenever I would turn my head or move my eyes to look at the direction of where it is, it's not there. But that's what was happening, that I was seeing these realistic apparitions of these spiders in the corner of my eye, on the wall, and it was terrifying. It really was. But I'll just say this, that has stopped now. All of that came to stop, and I'm glad, because I never want to see anything like that again, whether if it was either a realistic apparition of it, or even a entity taking form of it, or even if it's the real thing. It's like I would just want to like keep an eye on it, so that way I could at least call for someone for help to at least get rid of it. But yeah, that was scary. But I don't know when this stopped. I think when I was stopped seeing these spiders in the corner of my eye, I think it stopped when, I'm not sure exactly. It could have stopped when I was either 28 or maybe 29. Yeah, so from then till now, I haven't been seeing it. And since then, like I said, never been seeing it, but I'm glad. I'm so glad, because to see those things is a complete nightmare. It's terrifying, and I feel like just to see them in real life, even pictures of it, even to see them in movies, even that alone is still just as scary. But yeah, even to see it, what looks like if it's really there when it's not. So, like I said, I haven't been seeing that, but I'm glad. I'm really glad that I don't, because that was terrifying. Yeah, so I never want that to happen again. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this of this paranormal video. And yes, I know this one seemed a little short than the other ones, But I think that's okay though, because I think with the other ones, I had to go into a little bit more detail of it. But as of this one, I don't mind if it's short. So, and plus with even talking about it, um, and saying it, I don't like it. But yeah, even just the word itself, the T word of it, makes me feel just very scared and just jumpy. So that's why I refuse to say it, because I just feel very uneasy and very unsettled with that word, and plus the way they look just also makes me feel very uneasy and unsettled, and it just gives me chills. Like, whew. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video of this paranormal experience. And so yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this. I know I already said that, I'm sorry. Um, so anyway, so yeah, so for more videos like this, and for more movie content, reactions, and dreams, subscribe and click on the bell so you'll be notified when I upload. That's all for today, and I'll see you at the movies.